became of that yellow sweater from the autumn fair? Nobody knows, or maybe nobody thinks to care today. Tea leaves settle at the bottom of a china cup. The neighbor's dog barks twice at the fence, then gives it up. I smell toasted sourdough and wet pine shavings in the yard. Thinking back across 40 seasons is getting hard. Yet your laughter carries clear through the garden air. Funny how the mind picks up a forgotten thread, skipping over decades to the quiet words we never said. We walk beside the river where wild blackberries grew, trading pocket copper for ripe cherries on the avenue. Your woolen mittens carried hints of mint and chimney smoke. You lost a silver hairpin when the rusty pedal broke, and twilight caught us dreaming while the evening was brand new. Did we ever return that library book with the torn spine? Dandelions push up through the cracks in the gravel drive. Water drips slowly from the spigot into the tin pail. A sparrow balances gently on a copper weather vane rail. Suddenly I remember the ribbon tied around your hair, drifting like dust motes floating in the parlor chair. The tall grandfather clock strikes 4, or maybe 5. I lose track of the calendar while keeping you alive. A postcard in the cedar bureau drawer from '69, written with a fountain pen that trailed into a crooked line. We walk beside the river where wild blackberries grew, trading pocket copper for ripe cherries on the avenue. Your woolen mittens carried hints of mint and chimney smoke. You lost a silver hairpin when the rusty pedal broke, and twilight caught us dreaming while the evening was brand new. The street lamp flickers once across the porch gate screen. I set the empty kettle down beside the porcelain tureen. Your name rests gentle on my tongue without a sound, as quiet shadows stretch along the cooling ground. This heavy oak rocker settles into the floor, pressing down steady by the kitchen screen door. It took 40 years to stop shifting around, to trust in the cedar and rest on the ground. Now I am writing to a boy in a coat, folding a stamp on a $1 note. You think every turn is a test you might fail, carrying storms in a leaky tin pail. outside. The house will stay warm and the mortgage gets cleared. None of the monsters were real that you feared. You find a good trade and a table that lasts, forgiving the shadows that fell in your past. So loosen your collar and let yourself rest. I see you out waiting by the telephone pole, checking your pockets and guarding your soul. You fret over money you have yet to make, and dread every promise you might accidentally break. The girl with the ribbons will stay through the fall and hang up her apron right here in this hall. You think every shadow is hiding a storm, straining to keep all your wild wishes warm. Breathe in the quiet that waits at your door. The house will stay warm and the mortgage gets cleared. None of the monsters were real that you feared. You find a good trade and a table that lasts, forgiving the shadows that fell in your past. So loosen your collar and let yourself rest. You don't need to run till your boot soles are thin. Just look at this room where the lamplight comes in. The road that felt crooked was leading right here to four sturdy legs and a kettle held near. The house will stay warm and the mortgage gets cleared. None of the monsters were real that you feared. You find a good trade and a table that lasts, forgiving the shadows that fell in your past. So loosen your collar and let yourself rest. I'm sitting right here on the finished hardwood floor. You will make it back safely through that front wooden door. Put your hands in your pockets and walk home in peace. A heavy broom sweeps the dry asphalt, right where your kickstand used to fall. You swore the dent was entirely our fault. The afternoon we bumped the grocer's wall. I haven't heard your laugh since the autumn chill turned all the sumac red along the hill. The hardware store is selling plastic now, and neither of us kept that youthful vow. Did you ever learn to drive through mountain snow? Or do you still leave the clutch in second gear? I kept the pocket knife you traded long ago for 3 brass marbles and a can of ginger beer. The porch light stays burning when the street turns gray, in case you take the slow road back someday. A paper boy whistles past the corner sign, the same 2 notes you used to call my name. I almost stepped outside to cross the line, forgetting 30 winters changed the game. Your jacket smelled of turpentine and pine, and mine smelled of river mud and twine. The town grew quiet when the mills shut down, and half the boys we knew have left the town. Did you ever learn to drive through mountain snow? Or do you still leave the clutch in second gear? I kept the pocket knife you traded long ago for 3 brass marbles and a can of ginger beer. The porch light stays burning when the street turns gray, in case you take the slow road back someday. They say the old train depot closed in June. The clover grew across the rusty track. I drink my black tea in the afternoon and wonder what it takes to bring you back. Did you ever learn to drive through mountain snow? Or do you still leave the clutch in second gear? I kept the pocket knife you traded long ago for 3 brass marbles and a can of ginger beer. The porch light stays burning when the street turns gray, in case you take the slow road back someday. The avenue is quiet under the lamplight glow. I put the pocket knife back on the cedar shelf. You always were the stubborn kind to go, so keep a little summer for yourself. Dried lavender still drifts across the hall whenever winter pushes at the frame. Old Arthur takes his coat down from the wall and softly breathes the letters of her name. He bought that purple bundle back in May, beside the platform waiting for the train. The kitchen clock counts every passing second. The teapot whistles low upon the stove. He listens to the silence where she beckoned, remembering the valley and the grove. without a single care. Across 1,000 silver starry nights, now all the sweetest seasons linger clear, with 2 small drops of lavender behind her ear. He sits 2 china cups upon the lace, just like he did before the room grew still. A photograph reflects her smiling face beside the potted fern upon the sill. He swears he hears the rustle of her gown, turns slowly on the polished parlor floor. The autumn shadows lengthen on the rug. The kettle finds its steam against the glass. He wraps his weary fingers round the mug and lets another quiet evening pass. She wore a yellow ribbon in her hair. They danced until the tavern dimmed the lights. He held her close without a single care. Across 1,000 silver starry nights, now all the sweetest seasons linger clear, with 2 small drops of lavender behind her ear. Time cannot wash the sweetness from the room. It settles into floorboards and the wall. A lifetime anchored in a faint perfume that answers when the lonely shadows call. She wore a yellow ribbon in her hair. They danced until the tavern dimmed the lights. He held her close without a single care. Across 1,000 silver starry nights, now all the sweetest seasons linger clear, with 2 small drops of lavender behind her ear. He turns the brass key slowly in the gate and smiles into the garden growing cold. A sweet perfume can make a long day wait and keep a quiet promise growing old. This cardboard matchbook sits beside my tea, with 3 bent stems from 1973. The cover has a faded navy sign, a corner booth where you were always mine. I'd turn it slow beneath my thumb today and watch the quiet decades slip away. The kettle sighs against the window pane to join the rhythm wander by the door, like footsteps walking on a wooden floor. We ordered cherry pie and let the jukebox play, then counted silver dimes to pay our simple way. You drew a tiny heart along the paper rim before the neon signs outside began to dim. That little yellow flame is gone into the night, yet sitting here alone, the room is full of light. The grease pencil price upon the back remains, surviving all the summers and the trains. We talked about the towns we planned to see, while pouring sugar in our cups of tea. I kept the promise made when we were young, though half the melodies were left unsung. Time cleans the counter, packs the dishes down, and builds a highway through our sleepy town. Old buildings fall, but paper holds the trace of every smile across your gentle face. We ordered cherry pie and let the jukebox play, then counted silver dimes to pay our simple way. You drew a tiny heart along the paper rim before the neon signs outside began to dim. That little yellow flame is gone into the night, yet sitting here alone, the room is full of light. I close the cover soft and set it down. The evening settles over all the town. You left a spark that never turned to gray, right by my teacup at the close of day. A milk crate rattles on the pavement stone, the same dull clatter through the early breeze. It makes me wonder if you sit alone with lemon tea and autumn in your knees. We had 30 summers on that block, counting every tick of Bailey's clock. Time moved slowly when our knees were scraped, not a single secret ever escaped. We traded baseball cards beneath the maple shade, and promised every winter debt was fully paid. You ran the fastest when the street lights flickered red, while I held on to every word you said. 50 years went by before the dust could settle down, and I still picture you across this quiet town. A paper boy just tossed the evening news. It hit the porch with that familiar roughed up canvas shoes, stuck deep inside the April river mud. You laughed so hard you dropped your favorite dime, swearing we would buy back all our time. Now the porch is painted different gray, and the telephone is quiet half the day. We traded baseball cards beneath the maple shade, and promised every winter debt was fully paid. You ran the fastest when the streetlights flickered red, while I held on to every word you said. 50 years went by before the dust could settle down, and I still picture you across this quiet town. If you find yourself along the eastern side, take the gravel road we used to ride. The old oak tree is standing where it grew, carved with initials meant for me and you. We traded baseball cards beneath the maple shade, and promised every winter debt was fully paid. You ran the fastest when the streetlights flickered red, while I held on to every word you said. 50 years went by before the dust could settle down, and I still picture you across this quiet town. The kettle is boiling on the stove right now. There is always a chair pulled out for you somehow. Walk on up the front steps when you can, just like you did when all of this began. A sudden thought cuts through the ticking clock, like scissors slipping down a length of wool. I see the coat you hung behind the lock, and all at once the quiet room feels full. Dust motes are dancing in the slanted afternoon. We traded vinyl records underneath the harvest moon. Your heavy suitcase waited by the garden gate. I poured the coffee out and simply let you wait. The radio plays that song from 44, when nickel coffees lasted through the rain. I traced the scratches on the wooden floor and touched the cold glass of the bay window pane. Dust motes are dancing in the slanted afternoon. We traded vinyl records underneath the harvest moon. Your heavy suitcase waited by the garden gate. I poured the coffee out and simply let you wait. Seasons roll by like pages turning in a book. I found your silver thimble a sewing nook. The shadows lengthen as the street lamps start to gleam. I close my tired eyes and step back in the dream. Leave his ladder last spring. The fence is half white and the lilac is wild. I held a cold teacup and thought of a ring, and how you would laugh like a mischievous child. The kettle is singing its usual tune, and yesterday drifted right into the noon. A coat on the peg smells of cedar and rain. The clock on the mantelpiece counts out the miles. I wander from parlor to window pane, sorting through boxes of postcard files. We drove through the valley with pennies to spare. The radio played what the fiddler had taught. You braided sweet clover directly through hair that caught in the wind like an afterthought. The map on your lap had a tear down the spine, and dusk settles softly on telephone lines. The porch light is buzzing with 4 little moths. I found your old thimble inside of a jar. My hands keep on wiping the kitchen clothes, wondering where all the neighbors are. A car in the gravel sounds just like your tread, then passes the mailbox and rolls on ahead. We drove through the valley with pennies to spare. The radio played what the fiddler had taught. You braided sweet clover directly through hair that caught in the wind like an afterthought. The map on your lap had a tear down the spine, and dusk settled softly on telephone lines. One thought trails away where the gravel road ends, then circles right back to the wool in your glove. It is funny how quickly an evening bends when all that remains is the habit of love. The question still hangs where the hallway turns dark. I turn down the bedspread and loosen my shoes. A cardinal settles outside in the park. I leave the lamp lit for the memories I choose. Copper rays of late day amber pour excuse me, stranger, if I lingered on your tweed lapel. You wear the coat my Arthur wore before the winter fell. He bought it second-hand in towns we barely could recall, before the highway cut the county and the pines grew tall. I see you ordered bitter tea and toast without the jam. It makes me feel like 50 years are lighter than they am. A pocket watch can tick away the sweetest summer night, while two young lovers learn to dance without a parlor light. We left our names in wet cement beside the bridge in town, and promised we would never let the kitchen stove cool down. Now strangers carry pieces of the life I used to hold, wrapped up inside an autumn breeze that never quite grows old. You tell me that you missed the connecting train to Aberdeen. I laugh and say that missing trains is how my life was seen. I dropped my ticket back in May of 1963 and met the boy who carried heavy suitcases for me. He had that same quiet laugh you gave the waitress just now, soft at the corners like a secret kept without a vow. The clock above the pie case makes a steady little sound, reminding me how beautifully the lost things can be found. A pocket watch can tick away the sweetest summer night, while two young lovers learn to dance without a parlor light. We left our names in wet cement beside the bridge in town, and promised we would never let the kitchen stove cool down. Now strangers carry pieces of the life I used to hold, wrapped up inside an autumn breeze that never quite grows old. Don't mind an old man talking when the station platform's clear. Sometimes a friendly face is all it takes to bring her near. You've got a road in front of you that's waiting to unfold, so cherish every ordinary hand you get to hold. Your whistle blows, you grab your bag and wish me safe and warm. I watch you step into the cold against the coming storm. Thank you for listening while the copper shadows turn to gray. Give Arthur my regards if you should cross his path today. Rough-ribbed corduroy under thumb and palm holds the static of an older year. Every raised ridge on this faded arm draws an autumn afternoon Feel the cold linoleum floor, hear the kettle whistle on the stove, hear your heavy step outside the door, bringing pine cones from the cedar grove. One gentle touch across a worn-out seam turns a quiet room into a dream. We shared a scarf against November frost, counting freight cars rolling past the grade, finding small wonders we never truly lost beneath the maple trees that cast their golden shade, while simple promises were quietly made. Frayed cotton pockets hold a folded note with 2 copper pennies stitched inside. All the soft batting of this winter coat remembers every long November ride. You used to laugh when stitching came apart, saying mendings make the fabric strong. Now every loose thread pulls across my heart to show me where our younger days belong. The closet door swings open to the past, showing me pieces meant to gently last. We shared a scarf against November frost, counting freight cars rolling past the grade, finding small wonders we never truly lost beneath the maple trees that cast their golden shade, while simple promises were quietly made. Memory does not ask when it can stay. It lives inside the weave of daily things. A jacket sleeve can brush the dust away and bring back every churchyard bell that rings. I slide my arms into the heavy sleeves and fold the collar high against the chill. The evening wind stirs up the cedar leaves, and in this warmth you walk beside me still. A glowing red 7 clicks over without a sound. The living room settles, the evening is cool and deep. I close my eyes and picture the world turned round, when all our restless tomorrows have gone to sleep. We will sit side by side in the parlor with silver hair, telling the tales of the days when we had no fear. Time doesn't steal what we buried inside the heart, it only polishes every forgotten part. In 2045, when the autumn chill blows down, we will share a woolen throw and watch the yellow trees, recalling how we walked across this harbor town, with salty ocean air and laughter on the breeze. lost at sea. I see the cedar bench built by the garden stone, a steaming cup of spiced cider upon the rail, the parlor record player spinning in warm low tone, a distant ship sailing out with a canvas sail. You will reach for my fingers without a word, remembering every sweet promise we ever heard. Years will roll past like the waves on a sandy shore, leaving us richer than we ever were before. In 2045, when the autumn chill blows down, we will share a woolen throw and watch the yellow trees, recalling how we walked across this harbor town with salty ocean air and laughter on the breeze, and find our tender years were never lost at sea. Old paper photographs fade on the sideboard shelf, their glossy corners turn brittle along the line, yet love stays steady and true to its better self, preserving everything gentle and genuine. In 2045, when the autumn chill blows down, we will share a woolen throw and watch the yellow trees, recalling how we walked across this harbor town with salty ocean air and laughter on the breeze, and find our tender years were never lost at sea. The grandfather clock marks the minute with steady grace. I hold you tight in the quiet that fills the floor. We have a lifetime to journey to that sweet place, and I will love you until then, and 40 more. A copper thimble rests beside the butter dish. It holds the shape of an old knuckle. I turn it 3 times with my finger and listen to the kettle settling down. Your handwriting on the grocery slip from May still asks if we need more soda crackers. The ink has faded to a soft gray dove, just like the color of your linen coat. I polish the brass hinges on the kitchen door because they squeak the night you walked in from the shore. The grandfather clock lost its pendulum weight while I was busy turning back the calendar slate. Seasons move without asking for a parking space, leaving maple leaves stuck to the screen door. I almost second cup beside my plate before I remembered what the calendar said. The thimble stays right here beside the butter dish until the evening light begins to fold away. I will lock the deadbolt when the clock strikes 10 and leave the porch light burning for the street. The scent of cedar smoke clings to his wool coat, a heavy smell of iron and damp pine. He sits alone and watches dusk descend, and he traces lines of age upon his hand. A rusted station clock ticks out the slow hours. He remembers when the platform used to crowd. She stood right there with tickets in her palm, and the whistle blew and tore the world apart. Decades vanished in the coal-fired steam, leaving silent rooms and fading dreams. He holds a silver pocket watch that stopped while autumn leaves upon the gravel dropped. No message came to tell him she would stay. The iron track simply carried her away. Now every fall when cedar scents arise, he sees her standing underneath the gray. The embers cool upon the iron grate. He closes up the station doors too late. Another quiet evening settles down while distant engines rumble through the town. Stillness held the kitchen motionless and gray, until a sudden memory of you drifted my way. A silver Buick parked beside the interstate line, 2 cups of coffee cooling down at table 9. The projector in my head begins to click and roll, replaying every single step we ever stole. The headlights flickered through the falling snow, a slower tempo that we used to know. We spun across the linoleum floor while the nickel jukebox played, wrapped in matching winter coats before our youth began to fade. You counted out the change to buy a single paper rose, leaving car tracks down the alleyway as the diner door swung dust motes drift across the parlor chair today, while that vintage picture reel continues to play. You had mustard on your collar from the corner stand, laughing by the counter with a straw in your hand. The neon sign was humming in the haze of amber gold, a simpler photograph that time forgot to fold. The evening faded down that gravel lane, your silhouette reflected in the pane. We spun across the linoleum floor while the nickel jukebox played, wrapped in matching winter coats before our youth began to fade. You counted out the change to buy a single paper rose, leaving car tracks down the alleyway as the diner doors swung closed. The film runs smooth across the reel of all those lost affairs, past wooden booths and record sleeves and painted folding chairs. Time took the car and swept the town away in steady gray, yet every frame we shared remains as bright as yesterday. We spun across the linoleum floor while the nickel jukebox played, wrapped in matching winter coats before our youth began to fade. You counted out the change to buy a single paper rose, leaving car tracks down the alleyway as the diner doors swung closed. The projector lamp cools down against the parlor wall. I lock the wooden door and hear the evening call. Table 9 is waiting down that quiet neon street. I close my eyes and let the two old dancers meet. You said yesterday the rain smells like tin. I checked the back porch and let the cat in. A blue envelope with no stamp at all is stuck to the fridge by a rusty old ball. The floorboards remember the weight of your boots. They creak in the hallway and measure our roots. A half-peeled potato sits cold in the sink while kitchen clock gears take a minute to think. Old photographs curl at the corner and fade. We built a whole life in the shade. A tin cookie box holds a ticket to town before the brick station came down. The neighbor's red sweater hangs stiff on the line. It flaps in the breeze like a semaphore sign. I poured 2 black coffees and carried them through, and drank them both down just to equal out you. Old photographs curl at the corner and fade. We built There's a whole life in the shade. A tin cookie box holds a ticket to town. Before the brick station came down, I counted the jars on the fruit cellar shelf and talked for an hour or so to myself about how the world keeps on spinning too fast while we keep on living in what didn't last. The butter is softening down on the plate. The tea kettle whistles and tells me to wait. I lock up the deadbolt and turn off the light and whisper your name to the quiet tonight. What became of that yellow sweater from the autumn fair? Nobody knows, or maybe nobody thinks to care today. Tea leaves settle at the bottom of a china cup. The neighbor's dog barks twice at the fence, then gives it up. I smell toasted sourdough and wet pine shavings in the yard. Thinking back across 40 seasons is getting hard. Yet your laughter carries clear through the garden air. Funny how the mind picks up a forgotten thread, skipping over decades to the quiet words we never said. We walk beside the river where wild blackberries grew, trading pocket copper for ripe cherries on the avenue. Your woolen mittens carried hints of mint and chimney smoke. You lost a silver hairpin when the rusty pedal broke, and twilight caught us dreaming while the evening was brand new. Did we ever return that library book with the torn spine? Dandelions push up through the cracks in the gravel drive. Water drips slowly from the spigot into the tin pail. A sparrow balances gently on a copper weather vane rail. Suddenly I remember the ribbon tied around your hair, drifting like dust motes floating in the parlor chair. The tall grandfather clock strikes 4, or maybe 5. I lose track of the calendar while keeping you alive. A postcard in the cedar bureau drawer from '69, written with a fountain pen that trailed into a crooked line. We walk beside the river where wild blackberries grew, brand new. The street lamp flickers once across the porch gate screen. I set the empty kettle down beside the porcelain tureen. Your name rests gentle on my tongue without a sound, as quiet shadows stretch along the cooling ground. This heavy oak rocker settles into the floor, pressing down steady by the kitchen screen door. It took 40 years to stop shifting around, to trust in the cedar and rest on the ground. Now I am writing to a boy in a coat, folding a stamp on a $1 note. You think every turn is a test you might fail, carrying storms in a leaky tin pail. Slow down your stride on the asphalt outside. The house will stay warm and the mortgage gets cleared. None of the monsters were real that you feared. You find a good trade and a table that lasts, forgiving the shadows that fell in your past. So loosen your collar and let yourself rest. I see you out waiting by the telephone pole, checking your pockets and guarding your soul. You fret over money you have yet to make, and dread every promise you might accidentally break. The girl with the ribbons will stay through the fall and hang up her apron right here in this hall. You think every shadow is hiding a storm, straining to keep all your wild wishes warm. Breathe in the quiet that waits at your door. The house will stay warm and the mortgage gets cleared. None of the monsters were real that you feared. You find a good trade and a table that lasts, forgiving the shadows that fell in your past. So loosen your collar and let yourself rest. You don't need to run till your boot soles are thin. Just look at this room where the lamplight comes in. The road that felt crooked was leading right here to four sturdy legs and a kettle held near. The house will stay warm and the mortgage gets cleared. None of the monsters were real that you feared. You find a good trade and a table that lasts, forgiving the shadows that fell in your past. So loosen your collar and let yourself rest. I'm sitting right here on the finished hardwood floor. You will make it back safely through that front wooden door. Put your hands in your pockets and walk home in peace. A heavy broom sweeps the dry asphalt, right where your kickstand used to fall. You swore the dent was entirely our fault. The afternoon we bumped the grocer's wall. I haven't heard your laugh since the autumn chill turned all the sumac red along the hill. The hardware store is selling plastic now, and neither of us kept that youthful vow. Did you ever learn to drive through mountain snow? Or do you still leave the clutch in second gear? I kept the pocket knife you traded long ago for 3 brass marbles and a can of ginger beer. The porch light stays burning when the street turns gray, in case you take the slow road back someday. A paper boy whistles past the corner sign, the same 2 notes you used to call my name. I almost stepped outside to cross the line, forgetting 30 winters changed the game. Your jacket smelled of turpentine and pine, and mine smelled of river mud and twine. The town grew quiet when the mills shut down, and half the boys we knew have left the town. Did you ever learn to drive through mountain snow? Or do you still leave the clutch in second gear? I kept the pocket knife you traded long ago for 3 brass marbles and a can of ginger beer. The porch light stays burning when the street turns gray, in case you take the slow road back someday. They say the old train depot closed in June. The clover grew across the rusty track. I drink my black tea in the afternoon and wonder what it takes to bring you back. Did you ever learn to drive through mountain snow? Or do you still leave the clutch in second gear? I kept the pocket knife you traded long ago for 3 brass marbles and a can of ginger beer. The porch light stays burning when the street turns gray, in case you take the slow road back someday. The avenue is quiet under the lamplight glow. I put the pocket knife back on the cedar shelf You always were the stubborn kind to go. So keep a little summer for yourself. Dried lavender still drifts across the hall whenever winter pushes at the frame. Old Arthur takes his coat down from the wall and softly breathes the letters of her name. He bought that purple bundle back in May, beside the platform waiting for the train. The kitchen clock counts every passing second. The teapot whistles low upon the stove. He listens to the silence where she beckoned, remembering the valley and the grove. She wore the yellow ribbon in her hair. They danced until the tavern dimmed the lights. He held her close without a single care. Across 1,000 silver starry nights, now all the sweetest seasons linger clear, with 2 small drops of lavender behind her ear. He sits 2 china cups upon the lace, just like he did before the room grew still. A photograph reflects her smiling face beside the potted fern upon the sill. He swears he hears the rustle of her gown, turns slowly on the polished parlor floor. The autumn shadows lengthen on the rug. The kettle finds its steam against the glass. He wraps his weary fingers round the mug and lets another quiet evening pass. She wore a yellow ribbon in her hair. They danced until the tavern dimmed the lights. He held her close without a single care. Across 1,000 silver starry nights, now all the sweetest seasons linger clear, with 2 small drops of lavender behind her ear. Time cannot wash the sweetness from the room. It settles into floorboards and the wall. A lifetime anchored in a faint perfume that answers when the lonely shadows call. brass key slowly in the gate and smiles into the garden growing cold. A sweet perfume can make a long day wait and keep a quiet promise growing old. This cardboard matchbook sits beside my tea with 3 bent stems from 1973. The cover has a faded navy sign, a corner booth where you were always mine. I'd turn it slow beneath my thumb today and watch the quiet decades slip away. The kettle sighs against the window pane to join the rhythm of the autumn rain. I still can hear the laughter by the door, like footsteps walking on a wooden floor. We ordered cherry pie and let the jukebox play, then counted silver dimes to pay our simple way. You drew a tiny heart along the paper rim before the neon signs outside began to dim. That little yellow flame is gone into the night, yet sitting here alone, the room is full of light. The grease pencil price upon the back remains, surviving all the summers and the trains. We talked about the towns we planned to see while pouring sugar in our cups of tea. I kept the promise made when we were young, though half the melodies were left unsung. Time cleans the counter, packs the dishes down, and builds a highway through our sleepy town. Old buildings fall, but paper holds the trace of every smile across your gentle face. We ordered cherry pie and let the jukebox play, then counted silver dimes to pay our simple way. You drew a tiny heart along the paper rim before the neon signs outside began to dim. That little yellow flame is gone into the night, yet sitting here alone, the room is full of light. I close the cover soft and set it down. The evening settles over all the town. You left a spark that never turned to gray, right by my teacup at the close of day. pavement stone, the same dull clatter through the early breeze. It makes me wonder if you sit alone with lemon tea in autumn in your knees. We had 30 summers on that block, counting every tick of Bailey's clock. Time moved slowly when our knees were scraped. Not a single secret ever escaped. We traded baseball cards beneath the maple shade, and promised every winter debt was fully paid. You ran the fastest when the street lights flickered red, while I held on to every word you said. 50 years went by before the dust could settle down, and I still picture you across this quiet town. A paper boy just tossed the evening news. It hit the porch with that familiar thud. I still recall your scuffed up canvas shoes, stuck deep inside the April river mud. You laughed so hard you dropped your favorite dime, swearing we would buy back all our time. Now the porch is painted different gray, and the telephone is quiet half the day. We traded baseball cards beneath the maple shade, and promised every winter debt was fully paid. You ran the fastest when the street lights flickered red, while I held on to every word you said. 50 years went by before the dust could settle down, and I still picture you across this quiet town. If you find yourself along the eastern side, take the gravel road we used to ride. The old oak tree is standing where it grew, carved with initials meant for me and you. We traded baseball cards beneath the maple shade, and promised every winter debt was fully paid. You ran the fastest when the street lights flickered red, while I held on to every word you said. 50 years went by before the dust could settle down, and I still picture you across this quiet town. The kettle is boiling on the stove right now. There is always a chair pulled out for you somehow. Walk on up the front steps when you can, just like you did when all of this began. A sudden thought cuts through the ticking clock, like scissors slipping down a length of wool. I see the coat you hung behind the lock, and the quiet room feels full. Dust motes are dancing in the slanted afternoon. We traded vinyl records underneath the harvest moon. Your heavy suitcase waited by the garden gate. I poured the coffee out and simply let you wait. The radio plays that song from 44, when nickel coffees lasted through the rain. I traced the scratches on the wooden floor and touched the cold glass of the bay window pane. Dust motes are dancing in the slanted afternoon. We traded vinyl records underneath the harvest moon. Your heavy suitcase waited by the garden gate. I poured the coffee out and simply let you wait. Seasons roll by like pages turning in a book. I found your silver thimble in a sewing nook. The shadows lengthen as the street lamps start to gleam. I close my tired eyes and step back in the dream. Where did the painter leave his ladder last spring? The fence is half white and the lilac is wild. I held a cold teacup and thought of a ring, and how you would laugh like a mischievous child. The kettle is singing its usual tune, and yesterday drifted right into the noon. A coat on the peg smells of cedar and rain. The clock on the mantelpiece counts out the miles. I wander from parlor to window pane, sorting through boxes of postcard files. We drove through the valley with pennies to spare. The radio played what the fiddler had taught. You braided sweet clover directly through hair that caught in the wind like an afterthought. The map on your lap had a tear down the spine, and dusk settles softly on telephone lines. The porch light is buzzing with 4 little moths. I found your old thimble inside of a jar. My hands keep on wiping the kitchen clothes, wondering where all the neighbors are. A car in the gravel sounds just like your tread, then passes the mailbox and rolls on ahead. We drove through the valley with pennies to spare. The radio played what the fiddler had taught. You braided sweet clover directly through hair that is funny how quickly an evening bends when all that remains is the habit of love. The question still hangs where the hallway turns dark. I turn down the bedspread and loosen my shoes. A cardinal settles outside in the park. I leave the lamp lit for the memories I choose. Copper rays of late day amber pour across this diner booth, spilling golden over paper napkins and the faded truth. Excuse me, stranger, if I lingered on your tweed lapel. You wear the coat my Arthur wore before the winter fell. He bought it second-hand in towns we barely could recall, before the highway cut the county and the pines grew tall. I see you ordered bitter tea and toast without the jam. It makes me feel like 50 years are lighter than they am. A pocket watch can tick away the sweetest summer night, while two young lovers learn to dance without a parlor light. We left our names in wet cement beside the bridge in town, and promised we would never let the kitchen stove cool down. Now strangers carry pieces of the life I used to hold, wrapped up inside an autumn breeze that never quite grows old. You tell me that you missed the connecting train to Aberdeen. I laugh and say that missing trains is how my life was seen. I dropped my ticket back in May of 1963 and met the boy who carried heavy suitcases for me. He had that same quiet laugh you gave the waitress just now, soft at the corners like a secret kept without a vow. The clock above the pie case makes a steady little sound, reminding me how beautifully the lost things can be found. A pocket watch can tick away the sweetest summer night, while two young lovers learn to dance without a parlor light. We left our names in wet cement beside the bridge in town, and promised we would never let the kitchen stove cool down. Now strangers carry pieces of the life I used to hold, wrapped up inside an autumn breeze that never quite grows old. Don't mind an old man talking when the station platform's clear. Sometimes a friendly face is all it takes to bring her near. You've got a road in front of you that's waiting to unfold, so cherish every ordinary hand you get to hold. Your whistle blows, you grab your bag and wish me safe and warm. I watch you step into the cold against the coming storm. Give Arthur my regards if you should cross his path today. Rough-ribbed corduroy under thumb and palm holds the static of an older year. Every raised ridge on this faded arm draws an autumn afternoon back near. I can feel the cold linoleum floor, hear the kettle whistle on the stove, hear your heavy step outside the door, bringing pine cones from the cedar grove. One gentle touch across a worn-out seam turns a quiet room into a dream. We shared a scarf against November frost, counting freight cars rolling past the grade, finding small wonders we never truly lost beneath the maple trees that cast their golden shade, while simple promises were quietly made. Frayed cotton pockets hold a folded note with 2 copper pennies stitched inside. All the soft batting of this winter coat remembers every long November ride. You used to laugh when stitching came apart, saying mendings make the fabric strong. Now every loose thread pulls across my heart to show me where our younger days belong. The closet door swings open to the past, showing me pieces meant to gently last. We shared a scarf against November frost, counting freight cars rolling past the grade, finding small wonders we never truly lost beneath the maple trees that cast their golden shade, while simple promises were quietly made. Memory does not ask when it can stay. It lives inside the weave of daily things. A jacket sleeve can brush the dust away and bring back every churchyard bell that rings. I slide my arms into the heavy sleeves and fold the collar high against the chill. The evening wind stirs up the cedar leaves, and in this warmth you walk beside me still. A glowing red 7 clicks over without a sound. The living room settles, the evening is cool and deep. I close my eyes and picture the world turned round, when all our restless tomorrows have gone to sleep. We will sit side by side in the parlor with silver hair, telling the tales of the days when we had no fear. Time doesn't steal what we buried inside the heart, it only polishes every forgotten part. In 2045, when the autumn chill blows down, we will share a woolen throw and watch the yellow trees, recalling how we walked across this harbor town, with salty ocean air and laughter on the breeze, and find our tender years were never lost at sea. I see the cedar bench built by the garden stone, a steaming cup of spiced cider upon the rail, the parlor record player spinning in warm low tone, a distant ship sailing out with a canvas sail. You will reach for my fingers without a word, remembering every sweet promise we ever heard. Years will roll past like the waves on a sandy shore, leaving us richer than we ever were before. In 2045, when the autumn chill blows down, we will share a woolen throw and watch the yellow trees, recalling how we walked across this harbor town, with salty ocean air and laughter on the breeze, and find our tender years were never lost at sea. Old paper photographs fade on the sideboard shelf, their glossy corners turn brittle along the line, yet love stays steady and true to its better self, preserving everything gentle and genuine. In 2045, when the autumn chill blows down, we will share a woolen throw and watch the yellow trees, recalling how we walked across this harbor town, with salty ocean air and laughter on the breeze, and find our tender years were never lost at sea. The grandfather clock marks the minute with steady grace. I hold you tight in the quiet that fills the floor. We have a lifetime to journey to that sweet place, and I will love you until then, and 40 more. A copper thimble rests beside the butter dish. It holds the shape of an old knuckle. I turn it 3 times my finger and listen to the kettle groceries slip from me. Still asks if we need more soda crackers. The ink has faded to a soft gray dove, just like the color of your linen coat. I polish the brass hinges on the kitchen door, because they squeak the night you walked in from the shore. The grandfather clock lost its pendulum weight, while I was busy turning back the calendar slate. Seasons move without asking for a parking space, leaving maple leaves stuck to the screen door. I almost set a second cup beside my plate before I remembered what the calendar said. The thimble stays right here beside the butter dish until the evening light begins to fold away. I will lock the deadbolt when the clock strikes 10 and leave the porch light burning for the street. The scent of cedar smoke clings to his wool coat, a heavy smell of iron and damp pine. He sits alone and watches dusk descend, and he traces lines of age upon his hand. A rusted station clock ticks out the slow hours. He remembers when the platform used to crowd. She stood right there with tickets in her palm, and the whistle blew and tore the world apart. Decades vanished in the coal-fired steam, leaving silent rooms and fading dreams. He holds a silver pocket watch that stopped, while autumn leaves upon the gravel dropped. No message came to tell him she would stay. The iron track simply carried her away. Now every fall when cedar scents arise, he sees her standing underneath the gray. The embers cool upon the iron grate. He closes up the station doors too late. Another quiet evening settles down, while distant engines rumble through the town. Stillness held the kitchen motionless and gray, until a sudden memory of you drifted my beside the interstate line. 2 cups of coffee cooling down at table 9. The projector in my head begins to click and roll, replaying every single step we ever stole. The headlights flickered through the falling snow, a slower tempo that we used to know. We spun across the linoleum floor while the nickel jukebox played, wrapped in matching winter coats before our youth began to fade. You counted out the change to buy a single paper rose, leaving car tracks down the alleyway as the diner doors swung closed. Dust motes drift across the parlor chair today, while that vintage picture reel continues to play. You had mustard on your collar from the corner stand, laughing by the counter with a straw in your hand. The neon sign was humming in the haze of amber gold, a simpler photograph that time forgot to fold. The evening faded down that gravel lane, your silhouette reflected in the pain. We spun across the linoleum floor while the nickel jukebox played, wrapped in matching winter coats before our youth began to fade. You counted out the change to buy a single paper rose, leaving car tracks down the alleyway as the diner doors swung closed. The film runs smooth across the reel of all those lost affairs, past wooden booths and record sleeves and painted folding chairs. Time took the car and swept the town away in steady gray, yet every frame we shared remains as bright as yesterday. We spun across the linoleum floor while the nickel jukebox played, wrapped in matching winter coats before our youth began to fade. You counted out the change to buy a single paper rose, leaving car tracks down the alleyway as the diner doors swung closed. The projector lamp cools down against the parlor wall. I lock the wooden door and hear the evening call. Table 9 is waiting down that quiet neon street. I close my eyes and let the 2 old dancers meet. You said yesterday the rain smells like tin. I checked the back porch and let the cat in. A blue envelope with no stamp at all is stuck to the fridge by a rusty old ball. The floorboards remember the weight of your boots. They creak in the hallway and measure our roots. A half-peeled potato Old photographs curl at the corner and fade. We built a whole life in the shade. A tin cookie box holds a ticket to town. Before the brick station came down, the neighbor's red sweater hangs stiff on the line. It flaps in the breeze like a semaphore sign. I poured 2 black coffees and carried them through, and drank them both down just to equal out you. Old photographs curl at the corner and fade. We built a whole life in the shade. A tin cookie box holds a ticket to town. Before the brick station came down, I counted the jars on the fruit cellar shelf and talked for an hour or so to myself about how the world keeps on spinning too fast while we keep on living in what didn't last. The butter is softening down on the plate. The tea kettle whistles and tells me to wait. I lock up the desk